Hello, everybody, and welcome to What Were We Talking About Again? The only podcast on the internet that puts its pants on 3 legs at a time. I'm your host, Jake, as always, and today I have a very special guest with me. It is Rats. Say hi.
Hey, that's me. Rats are also Eli, which is my real name.
Yeah,
so
you're the second person named Eli that I've had on the show so far.
That's pretty good. I don't know at this moment in my life. I don't know any other Elis.
Well, to be fair, it's short for Elizabeth. That's just what people call her.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, mine's short for Elias.
So. Oh, Elias.
Elias.
Elias?
Elias. Yep, Elias.
Oh, that's different.
Yep. Like, no one knows that's even a name that is possible. But it's a name. It's not too uncommon.
Yeah.
It's very...
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think it's like Norwegian or something. Most likely. Norwegian.
Well, nomenclature is always a fairly interesting topic. So, I guess... do you want to tell the audience about a little bit about what you do and about your channel?
Well, at this point, I try to mostly keep active on Twitter. I try to retweet funny things.
Yeah.
Try to sometimes tweet funny things.
That's pretty much the strategy.
Yeah, it's a lot easier than making videos.
I definitely.
But yeah, that's probably. I mean, maybe that's what I'm most known for. Like, there's a few videos I made that people liked a lot, and then other videos I made that people don't really care about. But I don't know. I've been thinking about, trying to come back a little bit and try to make some more high effort videos, and I actually kind of started working on one today. So we'll see if that actually ends up becoming
very exciting.
Something that will be released to the public. But this is the first. That's the insider scoop. I haven't talked about it yet. So
wow.
But yeah, we'll see.
I'm super excited for whatever you have. I'm sure it's going to be great. So for those of you who are new to this show, which is probably going to be a lot of you, allow me to explain how it works. So I started off with a topic. It could be a story from my life or just something on my mind, whatever I feel like, really. And then we have a 15-minute timer set. At the end of the 15-minute mark, the last word or phrase that a person said in a conversation becomes the new topic that we talk about. And of course, the conversation can go in whatever direction it goes. It doesn't really have to stay on that one topic, but we do have to shift every 15 minutes. And yeah, that's basically it. So we could talk about a lot of interesting things that we know a lot about, or we could talk about really boring things that we are clueless about. It's all luck.
It's luck of the draw.
Exactly. So, this week, since you're such a special guest, I know that kind of sounds weird for me to say, but
yeah, special. You could say special.
Yeah, special in more ways than one, I guess.
Exactly.
Yeah. So I've prepared a couple of questions. They range from personal to professional, and I'm gonna ask you them, and I'm gonna try to fill up a 15-minute time block with that. So
all right, that sounds good to me.
Without further ado, I'm gonna start the timer in 3, 2. I misclicked. Hold up. All right, there we go. So,
all right.
I guess question number 1 is rats. Why rats? Do you like the animal?
No, I don't care about the animal at all. It's a funny story. I've told it to people who've asked, but I've never put out an official statement. But I just remember being probably because it says rats in a lot of places, but technically it was it's Rats7 with a 7 on the end. And I think that is because when I was 7 years old, so 12 or 11, 12 years ago, if I remember correctly, I was trying to make a Club Penguin account because that was the first thing online that I ever had to make an account for.
Honestly, same.
And I was trying to. I'm sure I was trying to put my real name as username, all these kinds of things, and everything was taken. So I don't think I was smart enough to like use a random word generator. I just kind of like created a random word generator in my head and was just thinking of random words, and that was one of the things that came up.
So,
and I remember that very distinctly, like sitting there and choosing that name, and I was like, all right, this is gonna be my name.
oh, what a great!
And then after that, I made my YouTube with that name, and then Twitter, and it's just kind of stuck. And a lot of people change their usernames, but I kind of like the fact that I've had it for so long, and it's just I can't change. I would never be someone to change it, even though Rats is like has nothing to do with me at all.
Yeah,
that's my name.
It's actually kind of
shows.
It's actually kind of crazy when you think about it. Like people who have been on the internet since like the early '90s, they like chose this random stupid username and weren't even thinking about it. And now, all these years later, more people know them by that stupid name that has nothing to do with them than their actual real name.
Yeah, I have a lot of friends with the stories like that who like play World of Warcraft, and their names are so old, but they're still the same name. Yeah. And they make no sense at all. It's crazier names than rats out there.
Yeah. My preferred username is usually Jakester897, and that's kind of, that has a lot to do with me. It's kind of my name. So, I've never really had that.
Or like that.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, you were going to say something?
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people. I wouldn't say the majority, but maybe half the people who I know online, their name in some way is like a playoff of like their first name or their last name or their initials or something like that.
Yeah, but that's...
A lot of people took the easy way out, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's sort of a new thing, I think. Before, like, your real name, you shouldn't have used that in your username, but now it's kind of sort of expected.
I guess that's part of it, yeah. I definitely was like the kid who like didn't want anybody. At one point, I was like so paranoid. I was like, okay, I can't let anybody know my actual name. But then I was like, yeah, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, my first and last name is out there on the internet at this point. If you wanna dox me, then you kind of are gonna have the easy time.
Anyone who even put a tiny bit of effort in could find my address easily. It's not hard.
Obviously, don't do that. Just, ladies and gentlemen, just so we're clear. But we're saying it would be just as a thought.
Yeah. Anyone could.
So no doxing. Next question.
No doxing.
So you were part of this sort of collaboration of a bunch of very interesting people called Can I Sit With You? Do I have that right?
That's right.
Yeah, I knew I had it right. I was a big fan of it. But I had to
I apologize.
So, would it be appropriate to describe it as a complete and utter shitpost channel?
Yeah, that's what it was. That's what we described it as. Yeah. That's what it was supposed to be.
And you guys uploaded like 14 times a day.
Mm-hmm. It's a funny story. I'm sure everybody knows the famous Alpha Rad, right?
Yeah.
Basically what happened is, it was at the time his videos kind of started blowing up a little bit. And I realized that he's from the same state as me. He's from Oklahoma.
Ooh.
And I basically found out, he lives very close to me. He likes Smash. I like Smash. I go to local Smash tournaments that me and some of my friends like kind of were part of. And so one day I just asked him about, hey, do you want to show up to this thing? We're gonna play Smash. And he said sure. And so I ended up meeting him. And then turns out at that time I was pretty good friends with MagicScrumpy, and he was also pretty good friends with MagicScrumpy. And then he talked to me and was like, wait, you're friends with him? And then we realized, all three of us are kind of like friends with each other, except I wasn't really that good friends with Alfred. So just kind of all three became friends at the same time. It just kind of worked out like that. And it just so happened that we lived in the same, within minutes of each other. So
it's always it's always cool to see people come together over mutual interests like that.
Yeah. And then, it basically just happened. I guess he just needed, I think he just wanted an outlet, Alfred did, to kind of because all of his videos on his channel were mostly serious, and tried to take, it's kind of a professional, like they're funny videos, but it's still like kind of a professional way of being funny. So it's just kind of cool because he wanted, a place to maybe not be so serious and not be so professional.
Yeah, sometimes you feel like
that's why we made the channel.
You feel like shackled down by people's expectations, and you can't just like have all the creative juices flow.
Yep.
So it was you, Scrumpy, and Alfred. I was under the impression that there were more people involved.
Yeah, I mean, technically, other people had access to the channel. Like Dad did. He's like part of, I guess, Friends with Benefits or Friends Without Benefits or whatever. Like Dad had the password and he uploaded some videos. But that's mainly it. That was the like original 4, if you want to say, and then it didn't really. After that, pretty much people just kind of left.
Yeah.
Except for me, I kept the channel.
Well, I'm glad you did, because I honestly, without that, I wouldn't have found out about you and your stuff.
Yeah.
So about Alfred and Scrumpy, are you still friends with both of them?
I'm still pretty good friends with Alfred. I just talked to him the other day. Actually, he was asking me about potentially like doing editing for him for his videos. But yeah, I talk to him all the time. Yeah, I'm pretty good friends with him still. Scrumpy, I haven't talked to in a long, long time. I mean, honestly, if I were to, like, in an ideal world, I would end the beef, because I don't personally have any beef. I don't know if he has beef with me, but I mean,
yeah,
it's whatever. I mean, the people who I talk to now are probably so different. It's just like I'm happy with the friend groups I have now. So
right. I mean,
me and Scrumpy, we follow each other on Twitter. It's not like we have each other blocked or anything. Like, it's not like a huge deal. But it's also just a matter of like, there's a lot of people that he's made angry over the past few years. So, there's a lot of people out there who probably won't forgive him for some things that he's done.
Honestly, like, I forgive him. Like, I think he's a cool dude. I've kind of watched some of his streams, but there are 2 things he did that I kind of wasn't a big fan of. In particular.
There's things that people know about, and there's things that people probably don't know much about. Since I'm somewhat involved in Sunshine and Sunshine speedrunning, I know quite a few of the things that he's done with Sunshine videos that are pretty scummy. Yeah.
All right, so we don't want to get super into it, but
yeah, we don't have to. We don't. I mean, I'm not. I would be willing to, but we don't have to.
Yeah. Well, just because I know about it, that means it basically has to be like super obvious public info. So let me explain the 2 things that kind of tipped me off a little bit. The first one was he entered a combo video contest. Yeah. And he claimed that the combos were all done live on NetPlay. And then a bunch of people brought out evidence that, hey, this looks like TAS, tool assisted, if you didn't know what that was, audience. And then he's like, no, it's NetPlay. And then later it turns out that it was TAS, and he just put in the description that it was. So it's not that he lied about it, though. Like, honestly, lying's pretty bad, but that's not what kind of infuriated me.
People are mad.
Yeah, because there was a monetary prize for
exactly.
Yeah, so that's a little scummy. And then the other thing was not so bad. He kind of balances characters in Melee for videos, and there was a pretty good evidence that he plagiarized someone else's modifications of Donkey Kong. Like
there's what's it called? Is it Melee or was it Melee Minus? Or yeah, basically there's a Melee mod that was released to balance, that was like supposed to, like, an attempt to balance characters, and basically they found that some of the changes that he made in his mods to balance characters were the same exact changes and the same exact numbers, the same exact values that had already been used.
Yeah, and you might say, well, wait, can't he just like have thought of the values himself? Like, maybe those are just really good values. But there was one particular instance where in the description for the change, he like counted frames wrong. Like he said he reduced it by 5 frames or something, and it was actually only 4, and it was the exact same mistake that someone else made. So that kind of seals the deal. But again, don't like his stuff is kind of cool and interesting, and he's not a bad guy or anything.
If you actually don't know about the Sunshine stuff, it's probably worth saying.
Oh, okay.
But the majority of the Sunshine videos he released, the majority of them, were things that other people had found, things that he basically claimed to be the finder of or the discoverer of. And even if he maybe didn't claim to discover something, he didn't credit the people who were very obviously the first ones to find it. That is a well-known fact. This kid named Gogo, this speedrunner in Sunshine, he found an unused banana just high up in the sky in a level in Pinna Park, and he basically found it. He made a video about it, and then literally like the next day, Scrumpy releases a video about it and doesn't mention him at all. When it was because obviously there are things in video games that people have known about for a long time, like Easter eggs or glitches. If you make a video about one of those, it's pretty hard to find the original finder or the finder of the glitch or the Easter egg or whatever.
Right.
But for something like that, everybody knew who had found it because it just came out. And so, and that's happened multiple times, like the hidden rocket nozzle in Delfino Plaza was already found by a Japanese tasser years and years ago, and he basically said that he was the first one to discover how to get to it, which is false, and it's pretty obvious that he just watched that guy's video and did what he did. I mean,
yeah,
there's like at least 5 or 6 Sunshine videos he's made that are not, I don't think he had really had the right to make, or the right to say the things that he did.
Yeah, that's a little bit well, you know, it's obviously like people are gonna say, "Oh, it's just like stupid videos about video games." I have a very sort of grounded audience. I'm probably gonna get a lot of that, but imagine if it was something a little more serious that he just stole, like let's say a college term paper or a scientific paper he was trying to get published in Nature or whatever. You know, then people would be like, "Oh, so let's not have a double standard here just because it's about video games. All of a sudden, it's okay."
Yeah, I mean, it's just super sad when you see that the person who originally found it has 200 views on their video, and his video has hundreds of thousands of views. Yeah. It's just sad. It really makes you feel bad.
And it would be one thing if it was like the original finder only had 200 views, but he linked to the video in the description of his. He didn't even do that.
Now some of those are there are like that we basically confronted him all in like the Sunshine Speedrunning Discord. We confronted him and we pretty much made him give credit. We basically threatened to call him out, and so he gave credit after that.
Well, we kind of called him out anyway, I guess. Yeah. I guess that's in the past. You know, he did it a while ago, right? I don't think any.
Yeah, that was early 2017.
Yeah, I don't think anything particularly bad has come up with him since then.
No, and his recent Sunshine videos have been good. He's doing stuff now that nobody else has done.
Yeah, that's nice.
So it's respectable now.
I haven't watched his videos lately. Is that under Red Fuzzy Dice?
It might be. Who knows? That's confusing and weird to me.
All I ever see from his channel is Super Mario 64 live streams, and the timer just went off on Super Mario 64 live streams. So that's nice.
Not mad about that.
No. So I was gonna ask a couple more questions, like, why did you choose biochemistry as your major, and stupid stuff like that. But
that's not stupid. I mean, if we can't talk about it, then we won't. But
if you want to talk about it, like, no, rules of the show. We had to switch to Super Mario 64 live streams. Maybe we'll come back to it later. I was also going to ask you the question that's been on everyone's mind, which is, what has Cola Fan been up to? But
God.
Okay, Super Mario 64 live streams in 3, 2. All right, so Simple Flips, do you know him?
I know of Simple Flips. Yeah, I've never watched him. I've seen clips of him. I've seen like the video of his on YouTube with like over 1 million views, where it's like, oh, I don't think this will work, and he does that crazy jump, and he gets that star when he totally should not have gotten it.
What, the BLJ with the thwomp?
Not with a thwomp. He does a like a flip off a platform and then kicks off of it and then kicks off a higher up platform and gets to a platform with a star on it. It's an insane video.
Honestly,
like, the dude knows, because it's a ROM hack, right?
Yeah.
It's not, it's Mario 64, but it's a ROM hack. So he's never really played it before, but he knows, the physics of the game are also the same. So he knows the physics of that game so well, and he can judge the distance so well that he can do something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
it's really impressive.
If you play a game I don't know if he's been playing it since it first came out, or if he's only been playing it since like 2008 or whatever, but still, that's like, if you play it for that long, you're going to get a lot of impressive knowledge about it.
Yeah, Simple Flips is super cool. I like, the only 64 runner that I probably seriously ever watched is probably Chizo 5. You know Chizo 5, right? Do you know him?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's cool. When me and Scrumpy were better friends, me and Scrumpy would always be in his chat, so he actually knows me pretty well. He follows me on Twitter for some reason. Chizo5 does. So yeah, I always like come up in his chat and he's like, oh, hey, it's Rats. He calls me like Rats Ellie. He goes, oh, Rats Ellie, I haven't talked to you in a while. I haven't seen you in a while. But no, he's super cool. I really like Cheese a lot. But other than that, I don't really watch anybody else. Like I know of Benny, and I know of Simply and
Nathaniel Bandy.
Oh yeah.
I honestly don't know too many either. I think Simple Flip's videos are really funny.
Simple Flips is probably one of the best Mario 64 content. It's good, and people who just play the normal game, not ROM hacks, and just speedrun every time. I mean, those are good too, but
yeah,
I think Simple Flips is pretty cool. And yeah, at one point in time, I speedran Mario 64, and I did live streams of it.
Wow.
But I don't really take speedrunning seriously that much anymore. I don't even know what my times were, but I did like 16 star and 70 star.
Oh, that's pretty nice. I would like to get into like a speed game. I did speedrun Super Mario World for a school project, and I didn't do too well in front of the crowd. So
did you
I choked.
Did you credits warp?
No, I didn't do that. I wish.
All right,
that would have been great.
No, that's actually, I always see like credits warps in video games, and I like the Super Mario Brothers 3 credits warp as well. I see all those and I'm like, man, I wish one day I could do that, but I just don't think I can. I don't think I can jump in those pixel perfect positions
on the right frame
to set it up.
Yeah.
It
looks
nuts.
tough if you're not practiced. But again, even the people who do know how to do it were once like that too. So I don't know. Maybe if you just went at it enough, you could do it.
Yeah, I remember being a little kid. Get back to Mario 64. I remember being a little kid and watching people play Mario 64 and watching people do BLJs. I was like, man, that's so cool that they can do that. Of course, I'm a little kid. My fingers can't move that fast. I try to like mash as hard as I can to do a BLJ. I can never do it. But then, now I can do it instantly and do it in a 16-star run.
Wait, I feel like if you're a little...
When I was a kid, I never thought I would have done that.
I feel like if you're a little kid, your fingers are like faster and more nimble, and you'd be more easily able
it's like I didn't know the strats for mashing. There are specific strats you use. It's just like you can't... When you're a kid, you don't know them, and there's other tricks too, like Clippy Clip, people call it. When like that first star you get in Bomb Battlefield.
Oh, through the gate.
Yeah, you throw the bomb and you catch the bomb while it's like exploding, and it pushes you back through the gate.
Yeah.
I saw that all the time. I was like, yeah, I'll never do that, but I can do that trick.
Yeah,
I learned it and I can do it, and it's like, that's crazy that I can do it. and the first time I ever did it, I was streaming, so it's highlighted on my Twitch page, like the first time I ever got that trick. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
I play Super Mario 64. I do a 120 star playthrough every year. I don't really like speedrun it, but through playing Bomb Battlefield so many times, I've tried it a couple times, obviously, and I can get the bomb grab, but for some reason, like, I can't navigate myself to the gate and then throw.
Yeah, it messes you up. It's weird momentum.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so you had a Family Feud for Super Nintendo speedrun that you got the world record for, apparently.
Yeah, that.
Do you still hold that record?
No, I don't. People beat it. I should probably update the title. No, that was mostly a joke.
Yeah, I figured.
That was a joke between. I forgot about this. That was a joke between me and Alpharad. We jokingly challenged each other to like get world records in games, and that's the one like he told me to do. So I did it, and I got it. And then one of my friends, I know someone who hosts one of the the speedrunning marathons that are in real life.
Yeah.
Games Done Quick, but they're often marathons that are just done online, and so someone streams it, and they stream other people's gameplay.
Right.
That are all doing it for the marathon. And so one of my friends who hosts probably one of the biggest online speedrunning marathons, he wanted me to submit, so I submitted that game, and so I did it for the marathon, and it was really stupid. But
wow, I never knew about this.
It's pretty much all a joke. I don't care about the game. I never played it. It's pretty common to say if you're gonna speedrun a game, you should probably choose one that you played as a kid and you actually like it.
Yeah. Do you think there's that?
But I never played.
Do you think there's that one guy out there who's like really into Family Feud for the Super Nintendo?
I don't know. The guy who had the world record before I even got involved seemed like he. Well, I don't know if he really cared about it, but like when I played that, when I got that time, I found in like a GameFAQs guide that had all the answers to all the Family Feud questions.
And you memorized them?
No, I would just have it open and then I would Control F on my computer and find the question. But the guy who had the previous record, I don't know, he said that he didn't do that, so he just actually like played the game like normal.
I don't know, maybe it was like the only game he owned as a kid, so he just played it over and over again.
That guy, that guy's channel, he's always speedrunning just obscure NES, SNES games.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I mean, to know a lot about games that nobody even knows exist. You're at levels of knowledge that shouldn't be possible at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you think it's quantity over quality, and you want to get 1 billion world records in games no one's heard of, then go for it, I guess.
Yeah, that's the route. It's like I was talking to my friend last night, and he said he wanted to get a record in something, and I was like, well, why don't you get the world record in most time spent hopping on one leg with 9 pieces of gum stuck to your face while chanting the ABCs backwards? You could probably get that record.
Probably could.
Yeah, honestly. That's the way to do it. And then I'm like,
just fine.
Yeah, I need to do that, honestly. Like, get the most obscure record possible just to say, like, so I can walk up to a girl and be like, yo, I'm a world record holder.
I mean, yeah, you can say that. You can do that. You can find obscure online Flash games. You can...
yeah, like
You can take a game... You can...
Sesame Street Fighter, yeah.
You can find a game that everybody does know and just make up a new category for it that doesn't make any sense.
Nipple percent.
And Sunshine... Sunshine was like a huge joke to do, like palm tree percent. It was like a category where you just start the timer and then you would try to jump on every single palm tree in Delfino Plaza.
Wow.
It's stupid. People just do stupid things like that. But hey, that's what.
I mean, if it's fun, it's a little break from all the monotony of trying to do 120 shine. Sorry, not star.
It shines.
Yeah. I never really played Super Mario Sunshine. I rented it once for a week, but I don't own a copy.
Yeah,
so
I have 3 copies of Sunshine. I have the Japanese version. I have the English American version. and I have the German PAL version of Sunshine.
Wow.
Because I really like Sunshine a lot.
Yeah, you know a lot about it. I mean, you made a whole series of 2 videos.
Yeah, that was a failed series. I gave up on it.
Yeah.
I knew that if you want to make a series like that, then you actually probably have to know some computer science and go into the files harder than I did. But I don't know much about it, so it's harder for me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it was something you wanted to do, and you did it, and it didn't work out. That's better than most people do. So many people, they just have so many ideas floating in their head, like, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and they never get to executing them.
Yeah, I mostly just realized that I can't make serious
videos.
I'm too I don't know. I'm too humor based. I can't take myself that seriously. I just can't.
Yeah, I could definitely feel that. Like, if I had to do something completely serious, I couldn't do it. I could do like a mostly serious with comedic undertones, maybe.
Yeah, but, exactly. That'd probably be the best I could do.
Yeah. Yeah, when you...
Yeah.
I can't take anything seriously. Like, movies that try way too hard and games that try really hard to be art. Like, it just makes me laugh.
Same way. There's some... all the video games that try to be art, I think, that I like are also comedy games. Like, I like, the 2 games by the... what's it called? What's the other game made by the guy who made Stanley Parable? Right? There's 2 of them.
Are there? I didn't know that. I only knew the Stanley Parable.
I think those games are supposed to be art. Definitely. They're... Because...
Yeah,
you can tell a game's art if it's like, oh, you play it once, and then, oh, you know, and now you don't necessarily have to play it again.
Yeah.
I think
that's a good barometer there.
So, but yeah, I think those games are funny though, and in general I like funny games. There's not very many of them, but I like funny. All my favorite movies, they might be somewhat serious, but they also have to be funny too. I mean,
well, okay. The thing is, like, my favorite movies are mostly action movies, and the plots are often serious. Like, there's no comedy there, but I'm not there for the serious plot. I'm there for the people goring each other with hammers.
Yeah, I think, like, in general, like, absurdity is something I like, and and humor in general, which, you could say is kind of more of a more of a modern concept with absurdism or whatever you want to say, with, like, to sum it up, you could say, oh, well, basically, like, a lot of things that you would see on Adult Swim or something that Tim and Eric would put out. But even before that, there's stuff that came out before that. Like, I really, really liked the movie The Truman Show, the Jim Carrey movie, The Truman Show.
Oh yeah, that was a good movie.
It's a serious movie about a serious somewhat serious, but it's like a very absurd situation, and there are funny things that happen because you as the viewer know what's going on.
Yeah, realism in art, that's not my thing. Like, I feel like if you're gonna make something fictional, go all the way with it. Don't hold back for the sake of trying to mirror reality, because then you're going to end up with a boring product. Reality is boring, I think, is the main takeaway here.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Not to say my life is boring or anything, but, like, I live it every day. If I'm dedicating time to something new, I'd like it to be a little different,
Yeah. I mean, I know that, I'll find a way to sneak in what we couldn't talk about earlier. Like, I know with what I'm doing in school and what I'm going to be doing for my career, it's all going to be pretty grounded in reality, and there won't be much room to joke around.
That's the best segue of all time.
Working in a pharmaceutical company, or if I'm working in a crime lab or whatever, whoever needs a biochemist, it'll probably be pretty serious. So, when I'm not doing that, it's time to goof around, in my opinion.
Yeah, you need that sort of duality, the duality of man.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the timer just went off on the Duality of Man.
I don't know how that's gonna work.
Yeah, that's kind of a rough one, but we gotta tackle it. The rules of the show. 3, okay. Duality of Man in 3, 2, 1. So, I honestly don't know where that phrase came from. All I know is that people on Twitter will be like, the Duality of Man, and then it'll be a tweet someone made a month ago and a tweet they just made that contradict each other.
Yeah, I mean,
or
I mean, it's too much of a. It's probably too much of a serious. I would never probably reference something like that seriously, but I mean, yeah, I've only seen it used in joking.
Yeah,
in a joking manner. Just, I think. I don't know. I don't know how I'm supposed to talk about that.
Yeah, it's rough. I guess. People are very multifaceted. I feel like people are very quick to jump on any inconsistencies that people might have because, believe it or not, we love to systematize. We like thinking that there are patterns in the universe, even though everything's just arbitrary. So when you take something as complicated as a human, that the power of the situation is always constantly attacking everything they do. They do something in one scenario, whereas in a different scenario, they do something else. People are acting like that's a flaw, but I think that's just a part of being human and being able to react to your surroundings.
Mm-hmm.
Although I'm not a behavioral psychologist or anything like that, so maybe I'm...
I mean, if what we're just trying to say is that, like, it really means by duality, if you're really trying to say two sides of everything, I mean, that's something that I guess you could talk about, but I guess I could talk about, if when people say that about people choosing either one side or another, then I could say that I would mostly disagree with that, at least personally, because almost every hot topic issue, I probably don't align with one side or another. I don't think there's really ever two sides to a situation.
Yeah, I reserve judgment on a lot of stuff too, because a lot of situations that people like to take sides on are the ones that they feel like they know a lot about. Like, if there's some drama going on, they could say, oh, I've been in that situation before. I know exactly what side I should take. But everyone's situation is so different, and everyone has such different life experiences being brought into that situation that you can't really take a side like that so fast. I mean, you need...
Yeah, exactly.
And people are just very presumptive that they know things.
Yeah, I think... I don't know, I don't know. I mean, you could say, like, that even comes down to, like, the main political system is one side versus another, but should it really be that way? Is a good thing to think about. Should it really be?
I don't think I've talked to a single person that likes that there's a two-party system. I mean, I'm sure they're out there, people who are like, yeah, it's kind of necessary for the continued functioning of our government or whatever.
I'm sure people that are at the DNC or the RNC, they like it, but...
Oh, yeah, that's true, too.
But anyone involved probably can't complain if they're making money from it somehow. But yeah, I think probably the main people in general, which it kind of brings the question. Well, why do you even say duality of man when it's obviously more than two?
It's a multality.
Yeah,
polyality. That would be. I don't know what
that would work.
Is it Latin or Greek or I don't even know. No, duo, trio, yeah, I have no idea, to be honest.
Yeah, something with a Q, probably. I don't know.
Quadralogy.
Yep.
Ugh.
But yeah.
I'm not a linguist, believe it or not.
No, I'm not, but hey, my mom is.
Really?
Well, she's an English teacher.
Oh, well. Hey, it's close enough.
I mean, yeah, she has her master's in English, or It's like, yeah, I think so. So
Yeah, it's pretty
seems
impressive.
interesting. I
I
need help.
I just feel like it's too squishy of a subject for me. Like there aren't enough correct answers, like in math and science.
Yeah, no, that's actually probably exactly what I hated when taking classes like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's one thing, you know, if you're writing, at least in college, there's a lot of essay writing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's something where there is no right answer, and it's accepted that there's no right answer. So whatever you write is not a right or wrong type of deal. It's, you know,
How well
it's different.
do you defend your argument? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. But I remember specifically, like, I took AP English 3 and AP English 4 in high school.
Uh-huh.
And, I mean, a lot of those classes were like, and even the AP tests were like, had multiple choice sections. And hey, I got a 4 on the AP English 4 test, and I tested out of Comp 1.
I wish
English.
I wish I was able to do that. I didn't take AP English in high school. I was very reputable in my high school as one of the smart kids. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I didn't take AP English. I was in honors, which is like a level below that. And everyone in the class was like, "Yo, shut up! Why weren't you in AP?"
Yeah, I know. No, I know some of the situations. There's something at my high school that was called Aegis. I don't know how common that is. It's like Aegis, but you could take Aegis, and it was Aegis English and Math, and a lot of smart kids did that. But I mean, you take that class, you're not going to get credit for college. So, but yeah, but then again, a lot of people in my high school, since my high school is like almost right by my college, the University of Oklahoma.
They went there.
Yeah, you could do concurrent enrollment. So
wow.
A lot of people in their junior and senior year did that, and they got college credit for very, very cheap through high school. I didn't do that, and I was definitely like someone who people were like, "You're not doing concurrent," but you know.
Yeah. I mean, you can't be expected to do everything, you know.
Yeah, I'll take my. I took quite a few AP classes. I got credit for. I got 2 different. Well, I think total. I think it's either 5 or 6 hours of college credit. Like 3 of those were English, so basically like 2 classes worth of college that I got credit for. But I took like 5 or 6 AP classes, so I didn't do too well on some of those tests.
Yeah, somehow I ended up with 33 AP credits going into college, and I have no idea how it got to be that many. Cause
that's really good.
Yeah, I only took 7 my senior year, and I only took 2 my junior year. That doesn't add up to 33, so I don't understand. Like,
it must be.
Chemistry was one of them.
Okay, that's what I was exactly about to say. If
Yeah.
you took AP Chem, that's worth so many hours in college.
Yeah, that's
that
true.
is overpowered to do that. Like that is big brain to do that. But I didn't do that. I took Gen Chem 1 last semester.
Yeah, AP Chem is
good.
Honestly the hardest class I've ever taken.
It's funny. It's cool to talk about AP with people who you don't even live the same state, because they're all going to be the same, because you're all preparing for the same test.
Yeah.
So you can talk about stuff like that across all of the United States, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, AP Chem, I didn't take it, but I just heard horror stories, and I know that you had to like come in on the weekend for like some labs or something.
We didn't do that.
Yeah, you had. I don't know if it was the weekend. I just know you definitely have to. It was either like staying after school or something. There were labs that could not happen during.
Oh yeah, I stayed after
school
school. I was in AP Physics C, and then there are 2 AP Physics C tests: the mechanics one and the electricity and magnetism one.
Yep.
I was
E&M.
the only person. Well, okay, there were 2 other people who like signed up for the class and went to the first 2 meetings, but they quit right after. So I was the only person taking it, and the teacher like didn't explain much, so I basically had to teach myself, and I ended up getting a 4. So
that's really impressive.
Yeah, like I honestly don't know how I got the 4.
It might be like the same thing at every high school. I didn't take AP. I took normal physics at my high school. I did not take AP. But the AP physics classes, there was like physics E&M or whatever.
Uh-huh.
All those classes, there was about 6 or 7 kids who took them, and I knew pretty much all of them because I tended to be friends with some of the smarter kids, I guess you could say. And I knew I knew people in those classes, and the class basically took place in the closet of the physics classroom.
The closet?
And, yeah, it was a big closet.
So at the end of every period, they had to come out of the closet?
Yeah, they did.
Wow.
But it took place in the closet, and I don't even know if they really had a teacher. They all just kind of like self-taught each other as a group. I don't know exactly how well they all did on the test, but yeah, I think they junior year and senior year, they both, like the same group for 2 years took all those classes.
You know what? When you think about it,
I always wish I was kind of in there because it seems like I'm friend, like all those people are so nice, like so cool.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
It's like kind of like a cool like club, like a group of people that you're just kind of that you just like have to hang out with like an hour for 2 years of high school. But there was pretty much no way for me to have taken those classes because I was doing something else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly, like when you think about it, the original like cavemen who started building up the system of knowledge, that's pretty much what they did. They kind of just try to teach themselves stuff.
Yeah, that's legitimately a way to do it. You don't always need a teacher.
Yeah, exactly. Honestly, the teachers, like as much as I love most of the teachers I've had throughout the years, I think hearing it from another student who really gets like where the struggle might be in understanding a concept is so much of a help. So if you guys are struggling in class, just as a little Jake tip, you don't go to the teacher right away. Go to a student, like the brainiac in the class first, and then go to the teacher if they're of no help.
Yeah, that's why I think in college, like TAs are pretty cool because they pretty much were students very recently. So you get help from like your teacher, but they're also a student. So you kind of get the best of both worlds. It's pretty cool.
Well, except when they barely speak English.
Yeah, that tends to happen.
Yeah, that happens pretty much all the time.
I definitely just this week had to deal with that. Well, they spoke English, just with an accent that's pretty heavy, but...
You know, I like when, like, if it's the Z-axis, they call it the Z-axis. That's how you know.
Oh, really?
That's how you know that they're smart.
That's crazy. I've never heard of that. I never had that happen.
Oh, yeah.
Although, I probably just haven't... I don't even know if... I mean, I don't remember the last time I had a teacher talking about the Z-axis. It's just X and Y. At some point, I'll get to Z.
Oh, yeah. Are you in calculus right now?
Yeah, I'm in calc. I'm in U.S. history. I'm in video game history.
That's a course.
And that is a course that fulfills a gen ed requirement. And then I'm also in chemistry 2 signature, which is advanced chemistry 2.
All right.
So.
Yeah. Right now, probably the most like I'm taking like 3 math classes, but the most out of nowhere course I'm taking right now is epistemology. And then you may be asking yourself, what on earth is epistemology? So let me tell you, it's a philosophy course, and it's the study of knowledge.
Ooh. Is that a gen ed requirement that you're fulfilling?
No, it's an elective that I'm taking.
Okay.
It's a required. We have like required 300 level electives. That's one of them. Mm-hmm. The other one is this economics course I'm going to take next semester. Okay. But anyway, yeah, very interesting stuff. So have you ever heard of like brain in a vat, that theory? So basically it's...
remind me, I probably have.
Yeah, so basically you're not actually sensing any of the things that you think you are. You're just a brain in a vat, and your imagination is essentially creating everything, or some malicious entity is deceiving you into thinking that you live in this reality. What do you think of that?
I don't really, I just actually, most of that kind of thing, and I just had like a huge, not just recently, maybe a few weeks ago, had a huge debate with people I'm in a Discord with about like the whole idea of being in a simulation.
Oh yeah.
and almost all that stuff is like, yeah, I don't believe it. I mean, and I can pretty much confidently say that this is reality, and this is the only reality. We're not we're not in a deep like level like reality within a reality or anything. Like, this is the very outermost reality, and we are in it.
The timer
that we see and the touch are real.
The timer just went off on outermost reality. What a fun conversation.
Okay. Well, I think that's good. That's okay enough to continue what I was saying, maybe.
Yeah. You can just continue
just about reality.
Yeah. Timer started, so go ahead.
Okay. But yeah, I think I just don't believe any of that. I mean,
yeah.
I don't think there's some superhuman that created us, and you can read about it. You can read about how insane it would be. Like, I think it's like just to accurately emulate like a few thousand like particles or something like that, or like a few thousand electrons. We literally all the all the processing power that we have available to us right now is not good enough to accurately emulate a couple thousand electrons. And think about how many electrons there are in the entire world.
Yeah, well, the thing is, it's computers as we understand them. So, like, if you have a computer within a computer, it's exponentially less.
That's what everyone says.
I know.
It's not that I get mad. It's just it's so silly because if for some reason, okay, like we have computers, right?
Yeah.
Imagine a world where if it wasn't computers, like say we built something that was similar to a computer, but it wasn't a computer, everybody would be like, this thing, oh, we could be in one of these things. Like, the only reason why we say, oh, we could be in a computer simulation is because, well, computers are just now starting to get good, so that's the topic on everyone's minds, and that's like, oh, this is a new thing. But for, millions of years, or, thousands and thousands of years, I should say, like, that would have never been a guess to anyone. And people are only saying that now because, oh, now we just so happen to, within the past, few decades, or...
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Like, the whole concept of living in a simulation wouldn't be there. Like, you can't, like, philosophically deduce that on its own. You need some sort of root in modern technology to do it.
Yeah. And then you can talk about Occam's razor, and you can get...
Oh, no.
Yeah.
So, I read a paper yesterday for epistemology, and it seems like those kinds of theories are impossible to disprove, right? Because, everything is just a part of the illusion, so any evidence you have can just get thrown out the window.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why it's so difficult. But this paper did something very interesting. So, basically, if you're a brain in a vat, that's kind of the basis they went off of. If you're a brain in a vat, and you're skeptical of everything in the external world, so everything you touch, everything you see, you're skeptical of its existence. If you are skeptical of that, then aren't you also skeptical of the past? Because think about this. If you...
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah, if you were just created like 5 minutes ago with fake implanted memories, how on earth would you know?
Yeah, I think... that's always been something I thought about ever since I think I saw like a Vsauce video about it, like, a long time ago. But
it doesn't end there. So you're now skeptical of the past by the same logic over which you are skeptical of the external world, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's take a complex argument where you can't have all of it in your head at once. Let's say proposition A proves B and B proves C. Therefore, C proves D, and D. So, while you're trying to prove D, you're using C as a justification, but you don't have in your mind the steps that led up to you proving C. All you have is the memory of having proven it. And as we just discussed, memory is something you could be skeptical of, right?
Yeah.
So, in other words, you're skeptical of every complex argument. And here's the punchline here. The whole external world skepticism is based on a complex argument. So, in believing that you're a brain in a vat, you're saying that you believe P while also believing that it's not rational to believe P, which is impossible. So therefore it's false. That's what this paper is arguing.
Yeah. I would have to agree with that.
Honestly, I explained that way better than I thought I was gonna.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, that's completely understandable, and I agree with it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's cool. Look, there's no harm. There's absolutely no harm in like talking about it, and theorizing about it, and wanting to know if we're part of some, if our brains are
what is reality cool. Really?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's when someone starts. It's cool to theorize about, but when I hear someone saying, "I think I know we're in a simulation," that's what would be like, dude, you're crazy. And I know someone's like that, who's a very good friend, and I can't stand.
Well, I mean, I think the whole point of those arguments is that you can't know either way, really.
You can't know.
So
the thing is, okay, like he's someone who would like actively deny, that like,
the Earth is round.
He'll actively deny, and I'm not picking any sides here. I'm not really much of a believer in anything like that. But he'll actively deny the Christian God or whatever, right?
Yeah.
And so, but then he'll say, he says, oh yeah, that's bullshit. But then he'll say, well, but I think we're all in a simulation. But wouldn't the person who's running the simulation be God in that sense? Like what? There's not really more proof of one than the other.
Yeah,
you're denying. Yeah, it's silly. It's silly
like any reason you have to doubt God, you also have to doubt that we're living in a simulation. Yep. And honestly, here's my whole thing on it. So let's just say that everyone else is right and we are living in a simulation. So what? You continue living your life as if you didn't know that. Like, this knowledge isn't going to impact what you do in any way.
Yeah.
If it does, you're just going to screw yourself over, even if it just is in the context of a simulation. Like, you can't live your life with that.
Yeah, if you think you live in a simulation, then you basically are admitting, you're basically saying, oh yeah, there's no true, because everybody knows that, when you're in computers, there's no true random. So you're saying that life, there's no true randomness and everything is predetermined. That's almost essentially what you're saying.
Oh, well,
so it's like, well, everything's predetermined for me, so why even attempt to do anything in my life?
Yeah, to be fair, determinism is kind of hard to disprove.
Yeah.
But I'm not a philosopher just yet, so maybe I don't know. If you didn't pick up on this, or how would you have picked up on it? I didn't even say. I'm a electrical computer engineering major.
Oh, wow.
And I'm double majoring with that in statistics.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a pretty good combo, I would say.
Yeah, that's definitely good. I thought about double majoring, but probably won't.
Yeah, it's kind of a lot if you didn't come in with a ton of AP credits like I did. Like,
did not.
I'm just barely getting by with taking a reasonable amount of classes with my double major. Like, I would have to really sort of pack on the stress if I were to do it without AP credits.
How many hours are you taking right now?
This current semester, I'm taking 16 credits.
Okay.
And then next semester, I think I'm going to end up taking 18. And that's kind of like the highest I'll go.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Like last semester I took 16. And then this semester I'm taking 14. Which evens out to 30. And 30, I mean, that's on track.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I would not go over 16.
Yeah. The 18 semester is kind of like an exception. Like most of the rest of my semesters are either 17 or something even lower. My senior year, it was like 12 and 13.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It sucks because that mostly happens just because you have to have prerequisites for things. So
Yeah, once you really got to get those prereqs in. Like I was going to take intermediate statistical analysis, which is this course that's a prereq for like every stats course for some reason. But I didn't get in on time. I didn't register, and then the course filled up, so I had to wait a whole semester, and everything gets pushed forward, which kind of blows.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah, but you live with it, and if worse comes to worse, I'll just take it over winter break or over the summer or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I've thought about it, but I can't. I need those breaks. I can't be doing classes during my break. Yeah. I really can't.
Have you signed up for any like internships or anything over the summer, or just working for now?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not doing anything really. I'm not working. I have no internship plans. I know at some point I'll have to think about that, but
yeah, freshman year internship is really.
I mean, I know it's
rough.
Yeah, and I know that I'm not the classes I'm taking, are not even good enough for an internship at the moment. Like I won't even be taking a biochem class until I think junior year.
Yeah.
Until then, it's chemistry. It's chemistry for freshman year and OChem for sophomore year. So.
Ooh,
and I don't think those are good enough to really have an internship yet. So.
Orgo-chem is probably going to be rough. Although, since you're a chem major, maybe it's not going to be... Or biochem, anyway.
Yeah, I mean, biochem is... Organic chemistry is... life is organic, and biochem is the chemistry,
it's chemistry
of life. So, if everything works out, it should be really interesting to me and fun for me to take. And if that happens, then I'll be very, very happy.
Yeah. Did you, officially declare your major yet?
Yeah, I'm officially biochem.
Alright, I didn't declare. I'm still technically undeclared.
Okay.
Or I'm in the engineering school, so everyone knows I'm gonna end up some sort of engineering, but I haven't declared which yet. And then the stats, the school doesn't know about that at all.
Oh yeah, so you're a first year, but you're a sophomore because of your credits, right?
Sort of. There are some classes that are forbidden to freshmen. And I can't take those, so it's not like I get sworn in seniority or whatever you would call that. Unfortunately, because I was gonna take a couple of classes that are sophomore only, or sophomore and junior only.
But I know that you have to take a certain amount of hours here to be in the college, because at a university, and then you have to go to a certain college, I think here it's there's a college of chemistry and biochemistry, but I'm not in there yet. But I think I will be.
Do you have to apply for that separately?
I don't think there's a huge application process. I know I have a friend who went through that. He's doing computer science at Utah at University of Utah or whatever it's called. The main college in Utah, I guess.
Okay.
It's in Salt Lake, I think. But I guess that college is really well known for its computer science program. So there's a very, very strict, difficult application process of getting in. But I don't think that's really a thing here. I think you just have the only thing they care about is that in all of your chemistry classes you have to make a C or better. And as long as you do, then you can get in.
Oh, I'm confident you could do it. I don't think you're gonna.
Oh yeah, I got a B last semester in Gen Chem, so I'll take it.
Yeah. I don't have to take chemistry at all in college because I AP'd out of the first semester, and then the second semester is only for other types of engineering that I'm not doing. So, skirt.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't, if you're not a fan of chemistry, then whatever.
Honestly, I don't mind chemistry. It's just I'm not gonna do it if I don't have to.
I'll admit, I'm probably more interested maybe in probably the biology aspect of biochem.
Yeah.
But biochem, you don't take biology, you take chemistry. But I don't know. Just there's a lot of things I'm interested in. Like, we have at OU, there's pretty good stuff for like microbiology, and that stuff's so cool. And we have pretty good genetics. Just all those sciences, zoology, even psychology, which I took last semester. Like, all those things are very cool to me. So I just kind of have to pick one.
Yeah.
It's kind of sad.
I had a couple of interests coming in, but I kind of realized if I'm gonna double major, I kind of had to settle soon. So I really enjoyed stats in high school, and like when I see statisticians work, like if I'm reading an article and they mention a paper about stats, I click on it and read it. Like, I'm genuinely interested in the whole field and how it all works.
Yeah. Statistics are I really like statistics. I never took the class, but we had, I think it might have been in Algebra 2. In my Algebra 2 class, I think I took that like freshman year of high school. But in that class, there was like a whole unit of statistics, and we had to do a I wonder if I still have the files for it. We had to do a oh man, I wonder if I still have those. We had to do a project, like we had to pick something like to do this like statistics project about, and the thing I picked was Super Mario Sunshine speedrunning.
Oh my god, that's awesome.
I collected times, like I got all of the current like top whatever 30, 20 whatever times, and I like plotted, and I used that for all my data, just for Mario Sunshine speedrunning.
Yeah, that's baseball is usually the like sport that stats teachers love to make kids do projects about. So it's kind of cool that they let you choose your own.
Yeah, we got to choose, and that's what I did. That was so fun. I really hope I have those files somewhere. I hope I do.
Yeah, you could publish it.
Yeah.
All right, so the timer went off a little while ago, and this is like 4 15-minute blocks, so that was our last one. Right. So it looks like it's the end of the show. If you have anything else to say it now. You don't have to, though, of course, if you think you've said everything.
Well, saying everything about what we talked about, I think I'm good. I think if I can find that Sunshine, if I can find that thing I made or whatever, it might have been like a PowerPoint or maybe just raw data. I can't remember. If I can find it, I'll like tweet about it or something.
Yeah. And now is the official plug time. So if you have anything at all to plug, your Twitter, your Instagram, your Gab, I don't even know what people have.
If you just go to if you go to my Twitter, then I have the YouTube bio, YouTube in the link thing.
So you're gonna make them go through the whole chain.
Yeah, just go to Twitter at Rats7. It's pretty short.
That's a really short at. Like, that's fortunate that you were able to grab that.
I got in 2008.
Oh wow. You were on for a while. I didn't start using Twitter till I was 13, so like 2012-ish.
I didn't start using it until within the last few years. I just made the app when I was really young.
Yeah. So, that's pretty much it. Oh, before I forget, do you remember the 4 topics that we started with on this episode?
No.
Yeah, this is always very difficult.
Super Mario 64 streaming.
Yep, that was one.
And then it was it Duality of Man next?
No, there was one before that.
Okay.
I believe.
Well, then it was Duality of Man, and then it was
Oh wait, no, Duality of Man was next. You're right, actually. But then after that, I honestly can't for the... Oh! I know what it is. Did you want more time to think, or do you want me to just say it?
It was reality.
Yeah, that was it. And then, obviously, the first one was the interview questions that I only got through 3 of them.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, okay.
Honestly, that was a very good episode, I would say. You were an awesome co-host, and I'm super glad you came on. I'm honored to have you.
It was fun just to talk for an hour, man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did not feel like that long.
Right? That's what I always say at the end of these. It feels like 20 minutes tops have passed. Like, it doesn't feel like a whole hour. But that means you had fun, right?
Yep.
Yeah. All right. So this has been What Were We Talking About Again? Thank you guys all for listening. Thank you for all the support. It's been over a year since I started this podcast, so happy belated 1-year anniversary. And I have some incredible stuff coming soon, so stay tuned for that. Thank you all again, and goodbye.
Goodbye.